I want to show you guys what I got. Laundry is still going in the background, so sorry if you guys can hear that. But I wanted to do a kind of behind the scenes of the candle shop and how it's developing. So we're still in the very early stages. We're still testing out different fragrances, different jars. This was the limited edition cottage version of Victorian Yuletide. And we're still doing Victorian Yuletide, but we're not doing it in this jar anymore. We're doing it in our classic jar, which I'm so excited about how these came out. I love the whole cottagey vibe that these give. It's just very simple. I like that it's gender neutral, like it can be for, like this one I felt like this was very feminine, very girly, and I love that. It's very cute and cottagey. But I did get some feedback from some of my guy friends who were like, it smells really good, but I wouldn't actually have that in my house. So this was the classic edition that we decided on. This is going to be the jar that all of the candles or all of the scents are going to be in. It's an amber glass jar, super cute. It's brown craft paper, and it has our little logo circle label at top. So I don't actually have anything in this one yet. That's where this stuff comes in. But this is what the candle jars are going to look like. Victorian Yuletide is our only scent for now. So again, because we are still in the very early stages of the candle shop, I didn't want to invest a ton of money and make a ton of candles and not know if they're going to sell. So I think I'm just going to make a batch of 24 of the Victorian Yuletide candles, see how those sell, and then if they sell out before Christmas, I will make another batch, and then just kind of get an idea of how many to make for each scent based on how they're selling. So this is going to make it a lot easier. So what I've been doing is I have been making 1 to 2 candles at a time because I'm still making them over the stove. I'm melting the wax over the stove, and the pitcher only holds enough for 2 candles max. Being that I want to make a batch of 24 candles, I didn't want to do one of those little pitchers at a time. It takes me an hour to make 2 candles with that pitcher and stovetop method. So I got something that's going to make it a lot easier and a lot faster, where I can make a batch of 24 candles at once. Oh my gosh, another box. A box within a box. Okay, hang on. It's not a crock pot. It's a candle wax melter. So this is going to make it so much faster to make batches of candles and not have to do it by hand, 2 at a time. I can put a whole 11-pound container of wax in here, melt it all at once, and then pour it into the pitcher and then pour it into the candles. So I'm going to test 2 different things. The pitcher, and then I also have a little funnel. The funnel is less messy, but doesn't hold as much wax. So I'm going to try both methods, see which one works better. The funnel is definitely cleaner, but the pitcher holds more. And I actually ordered that. I ordered a bigger pitcher so that I could do this whole process a lot faster and produce a lot more candles at once than just doing 2 at a time, like I said. So I'm excited to use this. I can't wait to see how they turn out. So this is the new pitcher that I got. It's twice the size of the one that I was using, so it's gonna hold a lot more. I can mix a lot more wax with the fragrance in here. And then I will, if this is too messy to use, I'll use the funnel, but I wanted to give this a try. I also ordered just a little sample of these cotton wicks. So in our candles, all of our candles are gonna have you can't really see this one, but it's a wooden wick. And that is gonna be the main wick of our candles. But I do have these little smaller jars that I want to use as samples. And the wooden wicks are too wide to fit in those jars because they're so tiny. So for the sample candles, I am gonna use cotton wicks. So I got these cotton wicks to test these out and see how they work. I got some wick clips, which after ordering this, I was not crazy about this wick, this flat wick. And I had already ordered a whole bunch of them. But after testing it, this is why I like testing the candles for a few days before putting them up on the web shop. Because at first it crackled really nicely and it looked and sounded really nice. But then it started to fade and you can barely hear the crackle. And I have these other wicks, wooden wicks, that crackle a lot more. So unfortunately, I had already ordered these. I'm gonna see if I can return them or exchange them for the wicks that I do actually want to use. I think that's it. So I have everything that I need now to make my batch of 24 of the Victorian Yuletide candles in the classic jars. So I'm good to go with these. That's what I'm gonna be doing this weekend. My house is also a complete disaster. So I'm gonna do a clean with me video and just put my house back together again because it is a mess. It's a mess. Okay, so kind of like the house, our yard also a complete disaster. But I have rose bushes out front that are growing really tall and they're starting to lean forward and I'm afraid they're gonna break. And rather than going out and getting a trellis, I thought I could maybe make one with all of the wood that we have here. I don't know if I'm gonna have pieces that are thin enough to actually make a trellis with, but I thought I would come back here and see if there's anything that I can work with. Right, so my camera died right as I was starting the trellis project. So I'm just gonna show you how it turned out. It's not anything fancy, it's not professional looking. I literally just took branches that had fallen that were in the backyard and tied them together with twine to make a trellis that will hopefully keep my roses up until I can buy an actual trellis that is going to be sturdier and stronger, because this one definitely is not. But I'm just going to show you guys. The roses at least are standing up straight now and they're not leaning over so much, but I'll just show you guys what it looks like. So yeah, like I said, not the most professional looking, not the prettiest, but it's working, and hopefully it'll hold until I can go to Home Depot and get an actual trellis.